You are live. Hey, 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 everybody. You are live. It is me. It is Bess Parks, single mom of two, the founder of the Single Moms Club and hashtag Single Moms Level Up. I like to do the hashtag thing. We are on day one. We're on day one of the challenge that is called the Single Moms Resource Challenge. That's what the challenge is called for this month. So every month in the Single Moms Club, and also on our YouTube channel, Single Moms Level Up, we run challenges to help single moms to go from just surviving to CEO in every area of our lives. So through self-care, self-love, and self-education. That's what we do here in the Single Moms Club. And Single Moms Level Up is all about the same thing. They are one and of the same. The Single Moms Club is a private Facebook group where the challenges are run and where you can find replays and all that stuff. You can probably find those on YouTube as well. Let me get to the Facebook page to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, you can hear me. So I'm going to put that off to the side, and I'll look at it on occasion because I know some people feel a little some type of way about allowing StreamYard to show me your comments. So StreamYard is not going to they're not going to spam you. They're not going to advertise to you. It is so that I can keep looking at the screen instead of having to look over at my other device to see what you guys are saying in Facebook. YouTube, I don't have three devices yet. I'm going to say yet. I don't have three devices yet. So I can't see what you're saying on YouTube unless you I'll have to go back and read through comments to see what you're saying the comments on YouTube at after, the session. So these sessions are only 30 minutes. I know single moms, we don't have a lot of time to ourselves when we're single moms because everything's on us. But it's okay. It's okay because there's replays available. So if you need to leave and go tend to your children, completely understandable. No worries. Don't worry about it. There's replays. So in the Facebook group, under the guides, that's where you're going to find the replays. You may find it in the feed, but you can also find it under the guides. It's neatly organized there. You can, watch the replay, click done. That way, you did that one. So it kind of like makes it easier for you to know what you finished and what you didn't finish. Also, the giveaway. So there's a Single Mom Queen Kit giveaway that I do every single month. My allergies, y'all, my allergies. It's starting to kick in. I need to take some medicine. Forgot to take it before I came on. So I got a little tickle in my throat. Okay. So got a tickle in my throat and my eyes are like probably beet red because I was outside and I've only been home for maybe an hour. And I didn't put any eye drops in my eyes. I try not to do that before I go to sleep. They say that that's not good to sleep with those eye drops in your eyes, to do it at a time when you're going to be awake for several hours. So anyway, back to the lesson at hand. So that's today's day one. And so day one of the Single Moms Resource Challenge. Today, we're going to talk about the personal resources that are going to be on this list that I will give to you guys on Friday. I'll give it to you on Friday. And you'll be able to see the things that I'm looking down at my other device, but you'll be able to see the things that I'm mentioning here. So today we are talking about the personal part of resources. Where can we find some resources that can personally help us as women, as moms, single moms? Where can we find some things to help us to be better at at being the moms that we are? Not saying that you're not doing a good job. I'm not saying that you're not doing a good job, because if you're taking care of your kids the best way that you know how, then you're doing a good job. Okay, you're doing a good job. You got this. Okay. And if you don't, ask for help. That's what this is all about, this resource challenge. So there's a few things on this list that I did print out. I think there's a page or two missing, but I think those are mostly financial information. But there's some books that I recommend on here, and it's one of them is Own Your Assignment, and it's by Bethany Hicks, and she talks about how us as mothers, how we're supposed to guide our children, how we need to pay attention to the signals that give us ideas of what their calling and their purposes for being here on earth. Then there's also, the Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I had my kids do this because I wanted to know what their love language was and how they understand and receive love. We don't all do that the same. So I had read this book in a group that I was part of, a Facebook group that I was part of during 2020 that I had joined. And this was one of the books that we read. And I was like, wow, I didn't know some of this stuff. And I was like, it's true because, in some of the relationships that I've had, I realized that, hey, I like some certain things, but they didn't know that I like those things. And if you don't tell them, how are they supposed to know? Um, you can't penalize them for something they don't know and you never mentioned or talked about. So I had my kids to do the test, and of course theirs is going to change as you mature. It'll change, but mine, I pretty much knew what mine was already, but I took the test anyway, and that's at www 5lovelanguages.com, and that's where you can go and discover your love language and have your kids take the test too, and you could discover theirs. So that'll help out with your relationship with your kids. So another book that I read back. So this is way before she was on Oprah. Way before she was on Oprah. My sister and I and some friends of mine, we had gotten into reading some books and things, and we would recommend books to each other to read. And me and my sister were really into reading a lot of these. That's when these self-help books started coming out, and everybody had these self-help books. And so this was one of the books that we picked up. So this is from Iana Van Sant, and this is In the Meantime. And you got to make sure you get the right one because she has other versions of, and I has all the same. I don't know that it has all the same material. So about that little pause there. I got a little stuck. Um, and I'm stuck on Facebook. I got a little stuck there. Okay, but it's from Iana Van Sant In the Meantime, and it's called Finding Yourself in a Love That You Want. That's a really good book. That one takes you through all the stages of discovering who you are, how you are, why you are the way that you are, um, how to decipher and work through whatever you um, open up to receive all the things that you do need in your life to keep going, keep moving forward. And then there's this small little book that's about this small, and it's called Who Moved My Cheese. Man, that is like one of the most powerful books ever, 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 ever. That's by Spencer Johnson. This one's been redone too, but I think it keeps pretty much the same concepts on it. But Who Moved My Cheese? Man, that's an eye-opening book, and it's really an easy read. Really an easy read. I mean, literally, it's about this thick. This thick. It's a short read. It's maybe 150 pages, and I think 50 of those pages are just people saying, "This is how this book helped me." But that's a book too. So these are personal things, some personal books that we can use to help ourselves. And these are resources. These are resources and tools for us to help us navigate things that we might be going through, internally. And this is part of the self love. So I mentioned that we do self love, self care, and self education. Self love, what that is, I got from my friend who is a relationship counselor. And her information is on here too. Her and her husband just opened up a new restaurant. So I'm not sure how available she's going to be, but you could still reach out to her. And if she's not available, she will refer you to somebody else. Um, that's something new that they just did this this year. I think that was, yeah, that's something new that they just did this year. And okay. Anyway, so that's something new that they did this year. They opened up a restaurant and they're very busy. So I don't know that she's got so much time to do her counseling, but I think she still does the group thing as well, which she's also got a private Facebook group for that. That's somebody. And then also, this is a book that helped me a lot was Experience a Fresh Explosion of Faith, Believing God by Beth Moore. So that is a book there. See, that one it's a workbook, and then there's some videos that go with it. The videos were like $5 a piece for the videos, and it was like a session. You watch a session, and then you do the section in the workbook, and so that's one that you work through. I didn't know in that book. One of my friends from work, she invited me to do this, and it's a Bible study, basically, a Bible study workbook, and it's like supposed to be 6 weeks. I took probably about 10, 10, maybe 12 weeks to get through it. So we were supposed to be doing this, doing that Bible study together, and and somehow she stopped doing it, but I kept doing it because I got into it. But she invited me to do it, and I was like, I don't want to do that, But to support her because she was going through some things, I went ahead and said, yes, okay, I will do this Bible study with you. She helped me out because she knew I was a single mom. And at the time, I was on a super tight budget because I was only working part time, I think, and I had just started working full time. But I was having to drive so far, and they were cutting back hours and all kinds of stuff was happening. So she said, "Hey, don't worry about it. I'll pay for your videos." So she paid for the videos, and we didn't necessarily talk about our answers, but we talked about our experience, because it was a really there were a lot of experiences that started to break my shell, break the shell that I had around my heart and around my mind, and it really opened up my mind and my heart and got them connected to my spirit, and it was really eye-opening for me and totally unexpected. Because like I said, I didn't do that for me. I did that to support her because she was having a rough time, and I knew she was trying to find something to help her through her test and hard time that she was going through. And she was going through that with one of her children. And so I was doing that to support her, and it ended up helping me. And so that's what I believe, that when you help somebody else, a lot of times that's where your answers come from. Your answers come from that because you now opened your hand to help somebody else, and as your hands are open, you receive also. It's not always monetary stuff for me in that particular situation. I was helping her to work through, what she was going through and being a support to her, and then I ended up receiving help that I didn't even know I needed, that I didn't even know I needed, that I didn't even know that I needed to let go of some things. And I didn't know that some things were still in the back of my mind that were bothering me and affecting my decision making, and some of the things that I do and the way that I was, and some of the stress that I was feeling was from things that I had back locked in my subconscious that I, just pushed down because I ain't got time for that. I got to be the mom. I got to do everything. I got to be a part of this. I got to run this. I got to do that. I got to run all this stuff. But that book right there let me know that, hey, I need to let go, and when I pray, let it go. Let it go and wait for the answers. Relax. Let things be what they are. I learned a lot of things about that, and I have now, um a stack of note cards about this thick, because in that study it has you to write down things. So anyway, okay, so now I'm not frozen anymore. But things that and that just really stand out for you to write those things down. So I now have a stack about this thick of note cards. I think I may eventually do a book. Um, but it's some stuff that for me, when I see or I'm getting stuck in my head or seeing myself have these old patterns start coming up, then that's when I'm like, hey, I need to refocus. And so I come back to those cards, I come back to my journaling, and I refocus myself. And I wake up earlier, which is a little nuts, but I wake up earlier so that I can have quiet time with my with Holy Spirit, and talk and pray and write in my journal and read through my devotion time. I have devotion time that I do in the morning. So here's one of the other things. This is another resource that you should get. I don't sell this. This comes in the Single Mom Queen Kit. So the Single Mom Queen Kit that I'm giving away, and I only do this in the challenges. I do not sell this. This only comes in the challenges, and so it has this rubber band thing. You don't kind of really need it, but it has that rubber band thing to help keep it closed, or to mark your pages. It's got these little tassels, and it's got a couple of them in there so you can mark pages where you are. And then, of course, it's got a pen. So it's kind of got everything you need in a journal. The only thing that I do wish that this journal was a little bit thicker, but if you're carrying this around all the time, and I think it's a 65 page journal, that might be enough, because if you have more than that, it's like carrying a book bag from, when you were in high school. But anyway, a journal is a good way for us personally to keep, again, ourselves aligned and in alignment and focused on where we're trying to go. And if we don't have goals, if we don't have a plan, if we don't have vision, that's my vision board back there. That's my vision board, and that's on the side of on the wall by on my bed. So a lot of things happen on the side of our bed. You know what I'm saying? We sit up on bed and we just like want to dag. How am I? All kinds of things happen when we wake up on the side of our bed or in our bed. And I thought this. I was actually embarrassed that I was having to do this in my bedroom, but my my office is occupied right now, so I'm doing this in my bedroom, and I probably continue to do this in my bedroom because a lot of things happen in our bedroom. This is where single moms tend to feel alone. This is where we tend to feel the stress. This is where we tend to, hey, Yenny, thanks for coming on live. This is where we tend to cry. This is where we tend to feel the pressure. This is where we tend to just want to pull the covers over our head and sleep for a really long time. This is where we tend to, a lot of things happen in our bedroom, and then if you share that your bedroom with your kids, you may not get that time, maybe the bathroom, you know, but a lot of stuff happens in our bedroom. So I thought, what's a better place than to sit on the side of the bed? So when I wake up in the morning, I could see my vision board back there and some of the things that I have set out for goals for myself, are based from there too. And I put that in my journal. So the way that I set this journal up is, I write in that journal, in the front, I have the 5 areas of that we need to focus on. So those 5 areas, and mind you, in the Single Mom Queen Kit, I just started putting this journal in there because I found a good one. And I just started putting the journal in the kit. So if you've gotten a Single Mom Queen Kit earlier, then the past month or two, I did not have journals in there. This is something that I found and I added to it, and that's what I do with the Single Mom Queen Kit. I find stuff, and that's it changes every month of what I put into the kit. So in this Single Mom's Queen Kit that I'm giving away this time, it has a journal in there, and I'll write in the journal the 5 areas that we need to have. Uh, yeah, the five. I'll write in there the 5 areas that we need to have goals in. So in the journal, I write down the first section is my personal life. So in my personal life, I need to have, and I'm talking about me personally. I'm talking about us personally, as moms, as women, us personally. What are our personal goals? What would be the benefit of us reaching those goals? And then what are we going to do? What is our course of action to reach those goals? So in each of those areas where say your goal is, I will um, do more self care. I will do some self care. I will incorporate self care into my routine. You know, what's the benefit of that? What's the benefit of you doing self care? The benefit of that is that people will get the best of you when you're around them, when you're with them. People will get the best of you. They won't get the leftovers. They won't get the tired version of you. They won't get the overly stressed version of you. They won't get that. They'll get the best of you. Then what are you going to do? What's your course of action to make sure that you do self-care, that you do the goal of doing self-care? Start wherever you can. Start small. With me, when I started doing self-care, I was actually only doing it once a year. And that's a hot mess right there. I was doing it once a year for my birthday. That's when I would do my self-care. I used to just go get a pedicure, and that was it for the whole year. How am I gonna do my best and be my best and present my best to my children, my family, my friends at work? How am I gonna do that if I only take one day out of 365 days a year? I take one day to take care of me. I can't. It's too hard. It's too hard to do that. It leaves us actually vulnerable, which is not where we want to be. It leaves us vulnerable. It leaves us stressed. It leaves us having anxiety. It leaves us not sleeping well. It leaves a lot of residue from everything that's bombarding us as single moms left on us, and we don't ever release it and let it go. We don't ever let somebody massage that knot from the back behind your shoulder blade out. We don't let people do that. We don't take the time to do that. And once a year is not enough, but it's a start. So don't knock it if you're doing at least that. Start out small, start out once a year. Then I went from once a year to once a month because I started realizing I needed to take better care of myself. And as I was learning and reading these books that I'm referring to you, and realizing, hey, I need to pay attention to myself too. And it's not selfish to pay attention to us too. It is a requirement. Because if we're not okay, our kids are not okay, our relationships are not okay, we're not okay at work, we're just not okay in every area. That means we're showing up empty, completely empty, and not able to participate and give the best of ourselves to everybody that's around us in our sphere of influence. And so I found that out and realized that, and started to do take better care of myself, started to work out, started find out what works for me. Am I working out? And for me, I find out that I will get bored with something if I'm continually doing the same thing, so I need to switch it up. And I also found out I don't like going to the gym. I don't like going to the gym. I'd rather work out at home or go for a walk or go bike riding with my kids. I would rather do something like that than be in a gym where there's a big old mirror and I'm watching myself work out. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's not for me. Some people that may work for you, then you could do that. But there's a whole lot of stuff on YouTube. There's a whole lot of videos that were out. I was using one video, um, Susan Sansone, and it's a walk, just walk video. So I'm thinking, oh, just walk. Okay, I could do this. And so I got to walking, but it was a full body walking video. Uh huh. So I had to start small. I had to start small, which was basically 5-10 minutes was all I could do in the beginning and work my way up to the 30-minute workout. For me, 30 minutes is perfect. 30 minutes is perfect for my workout because that's what I could do. So I was doing that for a long period of time. Before work, I would get up early. I would do that 30-minute workout. And then at my job, I still walked around. And the job that I was working at the time was the size of a football field, the store. And I was lapping that a lot. So adding that into it, I had lost like 30 pounds doing that. But the Just Walk video was a really good cardio. Um, I have asthma and allergies, so that helped me out. And it also helped me to realize that, hey, just because I have asthma and allergies doesn't mean I can't work out. I thought that I couldn't because that's what I've been told my whole entire life was that I can't overstress myself with workouts. Um, and I was heavily medicated, because trying to control everything with the atmosphere and all this stuff and allergies. I was always on medication, but that kind of subsided a little bit when I got older, but it's still there. So I now understand the concept of eating better, um, um, of eating the right things and drinking a lot of water. That keeps me flushed, and I found the things that make my body feel um, normal for me. You know, which everybody's their body, your feeling of your body is different because your body has different digestion, a different digestive tract and all that stuff. But for me, it made me. I found some things that made me feel normal, and one of those things was I had to cut out beef, and so I don't eat beef, but I eat chicken, fish, and on occasion pork. But the pork I don't do too much, anymore because I also realized eventually that pork was doing an issue on me too, which was causing headaches and swelling. So that was, onset of possibly, being into a hypertension or whatever they call it, high blood pressure and all that stuff is just eating that stuff. So I didn't realize at the time that on my dad's side of the family there was high blood pressure and heart disease. So I just paid attention to my body. So I found I just did what my body told me it can't take that. So I just backed it out. Mind you, it's not always easy because I used to love having hamburgers and porterhouse steaks, and I was definitely a beef person, but I had to move that slowly out of my diet. And now it's been well over 20 years since I've eaten that, and I just don't do it anymore. Now, if I do it, it is not cute. It's not cute. I need to be close to a bathroom. It's not cute. But these are things that we need to personally find out about ourselves, and be aware of our bodies, be aware of our minds, be aware if we're exhausted or fatigued. We need to be aware of a lot of things about ourselves so that we don't just like throw these things, our hurts, habits, and hangups, and throw the reaction to those things to everybody else, including our kids. And our kids get it first because they're with us. And so we want to do our best and be our best for our children. So we have to constantly work on ourselves. And that's not saying that you're a bad person, but we all need to brain dump, you know, to brain dump because of everything that's coming at us through social media and websites and emails and work and everything that's coming at us. We need to brain dump. That's where a journal comes in handy. A journal comes in handy to do that brain dump because you could just write it out, write it out, and you feel so much better. And so, even though the first part of my journal has the 5 areas of my life that I want to have goals set, what the benefits of me reaching those goals, and my course of action to make it to those goals. Even though I have that in the 5 areas of my life, the rest of the journal, because I only use like maybe one, two, uh, maybe two, maybe possibly 3 pages of where I list some things. I don't make it a super long list for each of the 5 areas of my life that I do that. And so one of them is personal. And since we're talking about personal, I'll just leave it there for that. And I'll bring up the other ones later throughout this challenge. So the personal things that on the resource sheet that I have for you are, again, the Experiencing a Fresh Explosion of Faith, Believing God by Beth Moore. That's this here. That's on the sheet. And then there's these 2 books as well, which is Who Moved My Cheese, which is by Dr. Spencer Johnson. That's a really good book for self improvement. And then In the Meantime by Iana Van Sant. And it's the one that says finding yourself and the love that you want. That is a good book. I believe I have those two in the I know I have Iana Van Sant's book. It's in the features of the Single Moms Club. And it's the features are there, and I believe I have an Audible in there. So it's the Audible link, and so you will actually get a free read, and then you could decide if you want to do Audible or not. But the Audible has become my friend, and that's what I use because I can listen to books on the way to work, and that's just become my new thing. So those are the books that I have. Oh, and also this one here too, these 2 books as well. So there's by Bethany Hicks, It's Own Your Assignment. It's not a parenting book, but it's talking about the assignment of being a mom and our children. And then The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. You may want to do that for yourself and for your children. So that's what I got for you guys today. It is 8:32. I'm a little bit over. But I will be on in tomorrow at the same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll have day 2 of the Single Mom Resource Challenge, because sometimes it's just that, a challenge for us to find some resources. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for watching the replays. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hashtag Single Moms Level Up. Bye. There we go.